Oh, there's our answer.
What's up?
Fuel pump's leaking.
No. Fine.
Hemorrhaging fuel. Hemorrhaging fuel. All right, shut it off. And now for the exciting conclusion of Hot Rod Power Tour 2022, The Long Road Home, provided to you by Lucore Automotive Services. How awesome is that? All right, so here's our situation. Looks like the diaphragm on the fuel pump has failed. So it is hemorrhaging fuel. The problem is, it is 8:10 on a Saturday night in Florence, Kentucky, or near Florence, Kentucky. There is not a fuel pump for a Pontiac anywhere near here, but there is one available tomorrow. So I'm gonna go get a tool set and see whether or not I can go grab, if I could fix this thing with a set of tools, if it's just something stupid. Otherwise, I'm gonna order a fuel pump, maybe, and hang out here for the night. And then get up tomorrow, get a fuel pump, replace the fuel pump, drive car home. Unfortunately, that's part of the challenge when you run without a safety net and without spare tools or spare parts. You having fun still, Jim?
I'm a little tired, but comes with territory.
You might have to drive this home.
That'll be a challenge.
We thought we were done with Power Tour. It just wasn't done with us.
Power Tour was not done with us. Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Auto parts store, here we come.
So here's where we are. We are at AutoZone. We are looking at rigging together.
Oh, we're gonna get this. There is not a fuel pump available for this car anywhere near here. So, we're gonna bypass the mechanical fuel pump and replace it with this Edelbrock unit that comes with a built-in filter and a barb fitting. So the feed line from the back tank is a rubber hose. So we can pull that rubber hose off, run it to this barb fitting, run this into this. Then the feed line, we need to run just a rubber feed line from this to the feed line for the carb. And then we're done.
And then I just need to figure out a power lead in the ground.
Yeah, and all we have is 4 inches of wiring and some copyrighted music in the background.
This is my Yimmy's slightly concerned and thinks this might be a bad idea face, but I'm going along with it anyway, because if it gets me home tonight, I'll take it.
You're getting home one way or another.
I
probably won't get home.
Hey, you're getting home. I'm not driving this thing. Oh God, damn it! See, this is why.
Is it more comfortable on that side?
What?
Isn't it more comfortable on that side?
On this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't have pedals.
Right.
So, here's where we are. We're leaving the wonderful AutoZone in, what city is this?
We're near Florence.
We're near Florence. The Mount Zion Road AutoZone. So, thank you, Team Mount Zion. The mechanical fuel pump is not available.
At all, period. Not available.
Like Like, they don't sell one.
Yes.
O'Reilly doesn't sell one. Advance potentially could have one tomorrow.
Maybe.
Possibly. We're not 100% sure that it's the right part. So,
Or that they would actually get it.
yeah, or that they'd actually get it, which would be fun too. So we found a electronic inline fuel pump.
Yes.
That we are going to rig to a switch.
Yes.
To replace our mechanical fuel pump.
Yes. And we're not going to mount it anywhere near where they say we're supposed to mount it, or any way like they're supposed to be mounted. Yes.
And we're gonna hope that we don't blow up?
Yes. Correct.
We're also doing this in the parking lot of a gas station.
Yes.
What could go wrong? Don't answer that.
Okay. And yes, I have now spent $150 to fix a $40 2-bolt fuel pump because I can't get a fuel pump. And I can get a fuel pump at home, which is 120 miles that way. Like, instantly. But they don't have them here. So, I don't want to end this story like this. I also don't want to end it with a fireball, but...
Yeah. For the record, I was willing to end the story with this, you know. However, I think I was almost at 2,100 miles on the Le Mans.
Yes.
I was okay with that. But, you know, doesn't make for good viewing.
You've got to finish the journey.
I will finish the journey in an air-conditioned Uber.
I mean, that is also an option. Is there an Enterprise around here
Oh, the airport.
that's open up till 9 o'clock?
That's the problem. We're running out of time. So, yeah, we're figuring something out though. So, we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna get out my old 12-volt electronics expertise, and we're gonna go from there.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be great. So, before I left, I went and got oil for this thing, and Mark at A1 gave me this handy-dandy little Pro Rewards thing that has, it's a pen, it has a whole bunch of screwdriver heads in it. Well, one of these suckers happens to be a flathead. So, I have a screwdriver. Thanks, Mark. This is most certainly not our style. We are not, can we get it running cheap and fix it on the side of the road kind of guys. However, tonight we are.
Necessity over
Yes.
reputation.
Necessity over everything right now. So I've got fuel injection hose. Yeah. Clamp. Yeah. I got that line disconnected off the carb, or cut in half so I can get it off the carb. So I gotta just run this line to that, clamp it down, then we'll put your fuel pump over there. Jimmy is over here 12-volt wiring his heart out
Yeah.
to get us a switched power so we can run this thing.
If we're lucky, we'll have a switch at the dash too,
Yes,
which would be really nice.
that would be nice. We're just gonna pretend like we didn't possibly run this car lean for a really long time.
So what Austin's doing right now is prepping the pump. I'm gonna start prepping the lines.
That is ugga-dugged on there.
That is ugga-dugged. All right. You give that as many ugga-duggas as you could.
It's got at least a half an ugga-dugga.
Oh, can we give it a full ugga-dugga?
I don't have a tool to give it a full ugga-dugga.
Oh, that's...
We didn't buy a tool.
You are the tool for the ugga-dugga.
Yes.
Yes.
So, need to cut, because we made hardline to feed the carburetor, I need to cut this line here so I can run a nylon or rubber line over here to mount the fuel pump, and the other line, the actual feed line, is down there, so we can bring that line up, put the fuel pump here, put the feed line here, bing bang boom, Bob's your uncle, we're back in business. But I gotta cut this line first.
Now while Austin's cutting, I will tell you, anytime that you are working with 12-volt wiring, the goal is you want to have your ground wire as short as possible. The downside is the way that this pump is set up. I don't think we're going to be able to get that short, especially with the fact that we do not have a drill or a self-tapping screw to mount that to the wheel well. But generally, something like this should be about the max length that you want to go. So I'm going to wait till we have a final placement on that before we start messing there. But I am going to extend our power line because we are going to need to extend that to have an on-off switch for the fuel pump itself. Yep. I'm looking at 9:30 and just preparing for the worst. So.
Oh, this isn't even at the worst yet. We're not even at the worst yet, Jimmy. Just remember, earlier you said you were having a great time.
I was. Yesterday was a fantastic day.
I did have a great time. All the way up until I didn't.
All the way up until... No, I mean... Is this ideal? No. Can I live with it? Yes. Am I grumpy? Always. So, it's nothing new.
What does the red wire do?
So we have a fuel pump, sort of. I mean, it is designed literally to do what we're asking it to do. Ideally, you're not doing it in the parking lot of a gas station, and you're doing a little bit more of a professional installation than what we're looking at here, but we needed this to make this thing 120 miles home. That's it. It's 120 miles. I have every faith that we can maybe do that. Possibly could get there. We are within striking distance of home. Realistically, if we end up on the side of the road, we can trailer this thing home, but that's just not how you want to end your power tour. And we've had such a good trip so far. We want to try to end this on a high note, and this is how we're going to do it. So we have power. We have the top part of the pump hooked up. All I got to do now is disconnect the line from the tank that's going to the mechanical fuel pump, disconnect that and run that to the inlet side of the new electric fuel pump. The problem is it's going to gravity feed that tank as soon as I disconnect that, and it has no resistance on it. It's going to gravity feed that directly into my face. So I then need to get said line onto the inlet line on the fuel pump while taking a bath in raw fuel. Don't try this at home, kids. I am a non-trained professional.
So, next year, we bring a jack, at least.
I mean, get a jack if you want to. Put it up on the curb.
Well, we can't now.
No, we can't.
We can't start it.
No, we can't. If I can assist in any way, Car 21, let me know.
Just give me the light. Just give me the light.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I give you the light. Okay.
Test the switch.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. This is progress.
We have a fuel pump.
We have, sort of, a fuel pump.
Yes.
Okay. So now the really terrible part happens, and I have to disconnect that fuel hose and feed it up here to the top, which is gonna really suck.
Yeah.
Like, this is really gonna suck.
This is gonna work.
Hmm?
This is going.
I think so too.
At this point, it's not a question. It will work.
The only thing I'm worried about is the clamping force enough to hold that fuel in. I don't know the answer to that, because that's not a flared line.
Yeah.
Normally I would do this to a flared line, and I have no way of flaring that line, so.
Right. That's a very good question.
You know, I mean, I could put another worm clamp on it, and double worm clamp it, but. All right, moment of truth. See if this thing will hold fuel and not. Huh?
You underneath it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not starting it then.
No. You're just kicking the fuel pump on. Okay, well, it doesn't seem to be leaking. So that's a good thing.
That's the step in the right direction. You heard it activated, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to flush the car, so.
Okay. Try to start it. Oh, whoa. Shut it off. Okay, well, it's definitely getting fuel, but it's now leaking out everywhere up here. Start again. All right, so that's blowing out of the old line.
That did it on its own.
Yeah, but it's cold too, so it's pissy.
Yeah.
So
Is it?
what I originally had seen was it was blowing the fuel out of the old line.
Oh. Okay.
So when the mechanical pump was kicking over, it was pumping what was left in the pump
Okay.
and what was left in the line out. So okay. Go ahead and start it.
I think that's what it is.
Turn the pump. Turn the pump off.
It's on.
Okay. See if you can get it to start. Put your foot all the way to the floor and crank it. Try it again. That pump's on.
I just turned it on thinking that might change something.
Okay, well, good news is we're not hemorrhaging fuel anywhere. So that's good. Now the question is, why won't it start? Did you just flood it and that's the only problem we got right now? So, we'll get back to you. Okay, pump on.
Pump on.
Hit it. Crank it. Don't give it any power. Let it pump for a minute. Okay. Well, it's at least breathing again. I don't see any fuel leaks. That's good news. I don't see any fuel leaks. We can try. Well, just because you don't normally see me doing work online on the internets doesn't mean I don't know how to do some work on the internets. Now, no promises that that's going to make it. This is definitely some roadkill stuff going on here, but it should be fine. Should be fine. We still have a 2-hour drive left. It is 11 o'clock, which means it puts us back in Columbus around 1:15, 1:30, and we're going to take it pretty easy as far as speeds go, because, yeah. But we should be going. We should be moving. Whew. Power Tour just didn't want to leave us. Didn't want to just let us get this one. It's all right. It's all right. Go clean up real quick. Be right back. Oh my God. All right. 120 miles home. We can do this. It's gonna be all right. We can do this. She's gonna be okay. you're annoyed. I know you wish you were home by now. I appreciate you sticking with this and letting me fix this and letting us complete this journey the way we started it with 2 cars. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you letting me get this done. I really appreciate you helping with all this. I promise you, this will be a life memory that you will never, ever forget. Neither will I. All right, second major test, second hill. This is also a rather rough part of the road, so. Settle in for some miles. Got about 100 miles left to go. Just cruising, baby. Just cruising. Oh my God, dude. Ah, park these things.
Come here, dude.
Come here.
2,211.6.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Thank you for not abandoning me in northern Kentucky. Oh my God.
Could not have imagined this trip being the way it turned out.
We had a really good run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until that last 150 miles.
Are you tired?
I'm a little beat, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm a little wired though too, because
For sure.
I kept waiting for the car to explode. So, you know, I was like, all right, I trust our workmanship. I think I do. I think I do. I turned the heat on. I'm like, all right, if there's flames that are coming when the heat's on, it's a good time to just pull off to the side, throw it, and park. But no, it did very well. We did really, really good.
How was your first power tour?
So next year,
Yeah. Take a brand new car.
I'm just bringing tools
Oh yeah, that.
and spare parts.
Yeah. I'm glad we got to do this.
I am too.
This will be something that we will both remember for the rest of our lives.
Oh yes.
I never thought after how last year's power tour went that we would have any chance of doing anything remotely as crazy as that. And I think we did it.
I think we did.
I think we did.
I'll tell you what, I'm actually really impressed with how we got that fuel pump working.
I think when I said we're gonna get this fixed, you were about 3% sure we were gonna fix this, and you were very annoyed that you were gonna have to try.
Yes, I did very much so.
I can see it written all over you, like, I don't want to do this, Austin. I want to go home right now.
Yes, my face said everything that my voice was a little too timid to do so.
I get it. But
I'm happy that we did. I'm happy that we got it running versus towed it back.
we full-on power toured it.
We officially power toured it.
From this parking lot with 2 cars back to this parking lot with 2 cars running and driving.
2,211.6.
I'm a little past that. I'm at 2,265
Oh wow.
because I went to go see my dad. So
Fair enough.
Anyway, for all of you guys who've been watching us, thank you very much. It's been a hell of a trip. I couldn't imagine having done that would have happened. Today has been an amazing roller coaster of emotions. From starting the day, we had a great day yesterday, let's get on the road, to everything's a breeze, we're gonna be just hauling all the way home, to see my dad, to singing into the camera and having a good old time, to I gotta go save Jimmy, to that.
Yeah, to that. And I mean, I will say, you had all of that. I had the we'll call them the post-tour blues. All right, there's nothing structured. There's nothing super exciting going on today.
Yeah.
There's nothing to look forward to. There's not the next group of people that you're going to go see.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this kind of sucks.
I don't want to go home.
Yeah. So I was just getting used to this.
Yeah. Well, next year.
Next year. Most definitely.
So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the power tour with us. We've both enjoyed very much having you guys interacting with us and following along. Thank you very, 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 very much for everybody that we ran into, for all the comments, for the new subscribers. Welcome aboard. This is Lucore Automotive, where we actually are, where we do actual real shop stuff, not normally fixing muscle cars in the parking lots of gas stations, but
using questionable engineering tactics.
Yes, apparently we do that too. You will hear a phrase from me on occasion that I think is a great way to wrap this up. There's the right way, the wrong way, and the way we're gonna get this done. That was the way we're gonna get this done.
And we got it done.
We did. Thank you for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, hang around. We appreciate you guys. Monday we're back to work. So, thanks for being here. We'll see you around. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
What time is it? By the way, it is officially 1:22 in the morning. That's Power Tour. Whew.
Well, hi there. I'm Jim. You may know me from the other Hot Rod Power Tour 2022 videos, like Day 0, Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, Day 4, or maybe it was Day 5. If you haven't watched any of those, what in the hell are you doing watching this? Part of what we don't talk about on the drive home is the feeling as you leave that you're not going to see your friends every day, that you're not going to a new location, that you're not going to meet some amazing celebrity again. And it's a bit of a bummer. But what you can do is go back and watch those videos anytime you want. Like and subscribe too. But really what I wanted to tell you about was again just how appreciative I am to have been able to be a part of this. Austin and Rich at Lucore, Mike and Steve and Will at DEI, all of you made this experience what it was for me. And it was so cool. I am truly honored. Something that I thought that I should share with all of you that I didn't know either is just how much goes into making a video. I watched Austin spend hours editing video, rendering, making sure that everything was cut perfect. And he did this because he's passionate about it. He's passionate about being able to share the experiences that he has, or in this particular instance, that we have with all of you. And I think it's something that he doesn't always get appreciation for, so I wanted to make sure that I recognized it. So here we were, in the middle of it all. All of it. It was crazy. The fuel pump gave out. We were just lost. Lost, I tell ya. And then an idea popped into the head of Austin. He says, what if I can rebuild the fuel pump? So then I says, okay. Not really, actually. What I said was, how about we just tow the car? For the sake of the story, we'll just say I said okay. So Austin drags me to AutoZone. I mean, Austin and I willingly rode to AutoZone together to see if there was a rebuild kit. Guess what? There wasn't. But that wasn't gonna stop this guy. It was gonna stop me, but it was not gonna stop him. So he starts walking through the aisles. He sees this electric fuel pump. He's like, can we make this work? And I said, maybe. But I'm gonna have to hardline it to the battery. And he said, well, why don't we put a switch in it? And I said, well, now that's just smart thinking. So the things that you didn't get to see because of copyrighted music is all of the filming that we did inside of AutoZone, so I'm trying to narrate that for you in about 3 minutes or less. So inside AutoZone, we're there for about an hour, and we're finding fuel injection hose and clamps and wires and trying to grab all of the tools that we need, but we forget a friggin' screwdriver. Yeah. I know, right? Like, clearly these guys weren't prepared. The worst part is every single piece that we purchased, with the exception of the fuel hose and the fuel pump, we have in personal toolboxes, not even shop toolboxes, but just personal toolboxes. We had. If you recall, I may have mentioned before, proper planning prevents poor performance. Either way, 137 miles from home, I was not prepared for that fuel pump to give out. I'm filming this part just because I don't know how much of the other footage was salvageable, because we've got like 45 minutes of just recording under the hood. I think there's probably like 9 million F-bombs, which we try to keep off of this channel. We're more wholesome and family-like. So at least let me narrate. So we started with the upper fuel line, which had to be cut off because it was metal. That was not fun. Then we connected some fuel injection hose to it, strapped that down with a clamp. That was a little bit easier. The downside was tightening a clamp with a Swiss Army knife for a screwdriver didn't really work out so well. Then it came down to doing the wiring, stripping the wiring, using crimp connectors. Guess what? Crimp connectors didn't crimp so well. So then we're undoing the wiring and then redoing the wiring by stripping the wire back, twisting it together, wrapping the wires really tightly together, and then wrapping it in electrical tape. Then we wire in a switch. Wanted to make sure that the lead on the switch was long enough that we could shut it on and off from inside the car. So we did that. Then we went to connect to the battery. You know what we didn't have? Sockets or an open-ended wrench to disconnect the terminals from the battery. So Austin runs inside, borrows from the gas station a set of channel locks that we were able to rig together to disconnect the negative terminal and then the positive terminal of the battery. Then those get connected. The final piece is that lower fuel line that runs into the manual pump. Well, we know that it's fed by gravity, so Austin disconnects that pump and it starts spitting fuel all over his shirt. It's in his hair, it's in his beard. It was a mess. Then we get that line back up to the new electric fuel pump. We start trying to tighten it down. And that Swiss Army knife flathead screwdriver just doesn't have enough torque. So we're searching. I run into the gas station and I ask for a flathead screwdriver. And the guy says, yeah, I don't have one. So I'm searching around inside the gas station looking for anything that we can use. I found a can opener, nail clippers, and some more hose clamps. Bought them. Said, let's see what we can do with these. Get back out, try to tighten down with the can opener as much as possible. Doesn't tighten. It tightens, but not enough. We do a test fire, it starts, the car starts sputtering, it shuts off. Craziness. Try it again, car fires up, starts sputtering, shuts off. So what Austin determined is that we were still getting air in the intake for the fuel pump, and he needed to put a different hose clamp on there. So he takes down the feed line from the gas tank and disconnects it, and then puts a new hose clamp on, reconnects it. And he says, hey, grab this Phillips from this crappy little precision screwdriver set. And I said, nay, nay, my friend. They have a Phillips head screwdriver inside. So I run back in. All right, well, it was late and I was a little tired. And I was in sandals. So I mosey back in. And I get the Phillips head screwdriver from the guy behind the counter. And I come back outside and we tighten that hose clamp. And what does the car do next? It starts. And it stays running. It was crazy. You should have been there.